Hello, you. This is again Jose here for Crypto SA, and I hope you've been enjoying the content. Let's go right to the content at this moment. Right, okay, we're here on the daily time frame, and on the daily time frame, you can see that there was a bounce here at the oversold area. Every time I have these bounces, well, here we had like a formation of a bullish divergence, which was good. At this time, what we can see is something quite similar, I could say. If you get this bottom right here and this, there's some sort of like a higher high, right? Higher low, sorry. So this higher low here is meaningful for one reason. We have a lower low in here. So lower lows at the price action, higher lows on the RSI are like a bullish divergence. Can we go further up? Yes, and we should see the levels here. But yes, what should we take into consideration in order to actually confirm that we're going further up instead of keep dumping? Well, first thing is this weekly support. If we lose the weekly support at the top of the bearish area, we're going to be bearish on the weekly. Being bearish on the weekly is significant. So what's the level to watch at this very moment? It is 55 to 30, right? This price changes with time, but it's around this area, and we've been so far successful in keeping this support at $55,000 range. Okay, $56,000 range, which is good. So this is the very first support, and we have another support to hold, which is the lowest band here of the daily RSI, and this lowest band is around, let's see here, 53,816. Oops, 53, and I'll put it in this color here, 53,816, and this is another support that we should hold in order to understand that we're keeping this let's see, the midterm possibility of rising again. And our next and most important resistance will be the bearish resistance of the daily, right? The bearish resistance on the daily is around $60,200, right? I think it's good enough. So that's, I mean, we might explore this region. We're very likely to do so, right? And we can see the 4-hourly as well. The 4-hourly has the stochastic RSI here in the overbought region. We might see a slight correction here or a consolidation, which is better, right? But these are the two levels that we should watch. So it's a $2,000 range, right? For starters, we could make like a W here and actually make like a somewhat like a divergence here in the 4-hourly would be awesome. The 1-hourly has a divergence already. It's a slight one, but it is one, and we're above the bearish territory. Of course, this could happen as well, like a double top. It's actually similar, right? And we could just go all the way down again. So we should watch this as well. And this is for now, right? So let's see what are the possibilities, what are the levels to be watched like locally, right? So locally, we have on the trend-based fib, we have a top. This is a top, this is a bottom, and this is a top. We don't know if this is the bottom, right? That's why I used that as a top. So we have a confluence here that is the daily support and the 883, so we can take this out. Good. And we had another confluence here that is the 786 and the weekly support. So it's pretty accurate, right? And our resistance is above the golden pocket and at the 0.5 fib of this whole movement, right? So we have something around like a month off of a movement to be taken only if we go above $62,000, $63,000, which is the 382 fib, right? So I think we're pretty much done here in ranges to watch in terms of like what position to take. I think above 53.7 we're bullish, not bullish, but we're not bearish, to say the least. We're actually bullish or like if we're above $60,000, and really bullish if we're above $63,000. But from where we are to this point, we have a lot to trade, right? From here to here, we have 8%. From here to here, we have 13%. So, I mean, it's always possible to trade in shorter time frames, smaller time frames, if you will. But then it's according to each person's risk management and experience, right? So, I mean, in terms of possible targets, and why am I talking about possible targets? Because of this, right? I have the levels already. We have here a descending broadening wedge, and this is important to watch, right? The descending broadening wedge is a bullish pattern, and this pattern is a pattern that we've had before. So first, this is one thing, and we have we don't need the RSI anymore. We have like a possible target here, the smallest possible. If we break it from here, that's one of the targets. I think it's really high. I mean, but it's a possible target, always possible, right? And this is like $86,000. I think it's reasonable if we break this descending broadening wedge. And why am I being so serious about this descending broadening wedge? Because right before we had the COVID here, right? This is the COVID crash, March 2020. And if we see closely, there was like something like something like a descending broadening wedge as well, right? So it's the same kind of pattern, right? It's the same kind of pattern. Of course, this was a huge run. I'm not saying this is going to imply a run that is similar to this one, but at least that it's a bullish pattern that can be broken. And if it is broken, there's a possibility of a run. I mean, there's also this measurement here, this target here that we've reached, right? So this is one of the targets that we've reached, right? And we could see this target as well, because it wasn't the target that I saw before. Just to finish, as we've had enough of technicalities, right? So if we break around here, this $86,000 range could go all the way up to $94,000, right? So I mean, these are my 5 cents for now. If we lose this descending support we're making on the weekly, it's easier to see. It's like lower highs and lower lows, right? We can see that on the daily as well. Of course, lower highs, lower lows. This is somewhat a downtrend. If we take, for example, our main EMAs, we're below on the daily. We're below the main EMAs, the 8, the 21, the 100, the 200, right? On the 4 hourly, we're trying to reach above the 8, right? So we're still starting like the movement. And here, we might have the 100 as resistance at first. It usually happens. And we might try it back up again. If the 100 on the 1 hourly around $57,000, $58,000, if we break this, then we have a huge possibility of trying to reach towards like the $63,000 range, even the $60,000 range, which is matching here with the 200 on the 1 hourly. And you see the 1 and the 200 and the 4 hourly here at this area that it's going to define whether or not we're going to be bullish for like a little longer, right? So then I think this is enough for today, and I hope you enjoyed the content. Please comment, subscribe, like, and you can follow us on Twitter. And all of these links are going to be down below. Our Telegram channel has premium signals on the futures for both longs and shorts depending on the trend. We usually trade Bitcoin only, right? And that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next video.